I usually get paid for taking part in autism research, and also I get a free trip to London or Cambridge or wherever the research is taking place.
There are lots of good things about taking part in research. I enjoy getting to meet people and talking to them about autism. I find it interesting to meet new people, just to have conversations. I like taking part in the studies because I feel like someone might as well benefit from me having autism, and something good might as well come out of it. So if I can take part in a study that will help other people with autism, or will help teach people who are neurotypical about what it is to have autism, then that's something useful. And I've got involved with a few things through doing the research, which have been interesting. And I've met a few people who I'd now count as friends, so that's really good. And I always just find it really interesting to understand what studies I'm taking part in and why, and what's going to be done with the findings.
And I learned from Daniel's experiment that I'm capable of detecting flashes of light just a millisecond apart. Well, when I got some feedback from the researchers at UCL in London, they came up with a condition called alexithymia. It's a condition I'd never heard of before, but it's often comorbid with autism and Asperger's. My personal alexithymia score puts me in the borderline region. But I'd never heard of alexithymia before, and I mentioned it to my mental health worker. And when he Googled it and read it, he said, quote, "This is describing one of my patients who I couldn't diagnose. He's voluntarily given many positive answers to these questions," referring to the Toronto alexithymia test.
I think research can improve my life experience because I have a very inquisitive mind. I've sort of mentioned earlier about I like getting involved in getting to know the why and how things work. And I'm very interested in, for example, like with the sensory issues. I've only sort of realised more recently that I do have sensory issues because I've taken them for granted. And I think research would improve my life because I was actually expecting the assessment itself to be more of a holistic process, and it sort of seems to be more due to just the social difficulties rather than, I suppose, their comorbidities. You know, you have like the sensory issues, and then you have things like ADHD, dyspraxia, and so on.
When I've got an appointment to be at a set place at a set time, be it here in London, in Cambridge and various places across the country where I've travelled to carry out autism research, and then when I've got the day when I get there structured and planned out with a set of experiments for me to take part in, that's fine. And well, but one thing I definitely want to point out to autism researchers, because quite a lot of them have sent me an email with information about their research project and a link to wherever I've got to go to do the questions or whatever. Well, basically, and for me at least, that's no good. You haven't got a set time to do it. It's not got a structured timetable, and for that reason, I always procrastinate. So tell all the autism researchers out there, it's no good sending us an email with experiments for us to do in our own time, because we'll just never get round to it. But on the other hand, I'm very good at keeping appointments, so if I have to be at a certain place at a certain time, like today I had to be here for 5 to 9, I'm generally very good at keeping appointments, and when I've got a structured set of experiments to carry out when I get here, that's fine.